Every single scene in the video you're watching right now was made by AI agents. The script, the voice, the drawings, the editing, including this exact scene. I didn't touch a timeline once. And before you say, okay, another AI video gimmick, let me show you the channel that made me build this. This is a Brazilian YouTube channel about ancient humans. It's drawn with stick figures. The images don't even move. It was created on March 27th, less than 4 months ago. 60 videos later, 1.9 million total views. 889,000 of them in the last 30 days alone. Their biggest hit, a video about why predators never attack sleeping humans, sits at 160,000 views. And Social Blade estimates the channel earns between $222 and $3,600 every single month. Look at the subscriber curve. That's not a lucky spike. That is a straight line going up, drawn by an algorithm that has quietly decided these stick figures are worth promoting. A channel younger than most gym memberships, posting a new video every day and a half. So the obvious question, the one that kept me up, is what does it actually take to produce one of these? If you search that question, you'll find tutorials with millions of views promising a 100% free workflow. I watched them, I tried them, and here's what free actually means in the fine print. The free transcription tool, 10 minutes of credit. When it runs out, the tutorial literally says, create another free account and keep going. That's not a workflow, that's identity fraud with extra steps. The free image trick needs a browser extension babysitting an open tab for an hour. Don't close the tab, don't close the browser, don't touch anything. And then comes the part every tutorial rushes past in 30 seconds. The editing. You generate 100 images. You open a video editor. And you place every single image on the timeline by hand. Read the file name, move the playhead, trim, repeat 100 times. The tutorial calls this step, I'm quoting again, take your time here. It takes hours per video. Now remember, the channel we just saw publishes every 36 hours. Run that math against your weekends and tell me how free this workflow really is. So I set one rule for myself. I already pay for exactly one thing, a Claude Code subscription, Anthropic's AI coding agent that lives in the terminal and can actually run tools, write files, and execute code. Everything else had to be genuinely free. No trials, no credit card roulette. No fifth email address with a fake mustache. If a stick figure channel can generate thousands a month, my version had to run on the one subscription I already had, and with zero manual editing, because I refused to spend my Saturdays dragging JPEGs across a timeline. The question was how you turn one AI assistant into an entire production studio. The answer is a framework called Opensquad. It's open source, and it flips the way you use AI. Instead of one assistant you keep prompting, it organizes your AI into a squad, a team of specialized agents, each with a name, a personality, a job description, and rules it refuses to break. A researcher that only researches and must cite sources. A writer that only writes and gets vetoed if the story has no arc. A reviewer whose entire personality is finding reasons to reject the work. They pass their output to each other in a fixed order, like a real production line, and you sit above it, approving or rejecting at checkpoints. You install it with one command, npx opensquad init. That's it, the whole squad skeleton appears in your project. The official repository is on GitHub, link in the description if you want to see exactly how it works inside. The honest pitch is 6 coworkers who never sleep, never complain, never unionize, and never eat your lunch from the office fridge. Here's what that looks like inside Claude Code, because this is the part that sounds like magic and is actually just files. When I say create a squad for stickman videos, an architect agent interviews me. What's the channel? What's the style? Where must a human approve? And then writes the whole team into existence as plain markdown files. One file per agent, identity, principles, forbidden moves, quality checklist. If I open my narrator agent's file, it literally says things like never change the channel voice and always verify pronunciation of names. The pipeline is another file, 14 steps, who works when and where everything stops for my approval. And that word approval is doing heavy lifting. I pick the topic. I approve the script before any audio exists. I approve the visuals before a single image credit is spent. The agents do 100% of the labor. I keep 100% of the judgment. Hold on to that sentence because it comes back at the end with money attached. Now the pipeline itself, and it runs backwards from what you'd expect. The voice comes before any image exists. Agent 1 writes the story. Agent 2 performs it with fish.audio. Think 11 Labs, except the tier we use is free every month, and the voice library is enormous. Hundreds of styles, including meme voices and character voices, if that's your channel's flavor. Ours uses one fixed voice, always, because the voice is the brand. Then a local tool called Faster Whisper, free, unlimited, runs on my own machine, transcribes our own narration back, word by word with exact timestamps. And here's the trick that separates channels that retain from channels that bore. It finds every pause in the narration. Every gap longer than 1/3 of a second becomes a scene boundary. The scenes are born from the pauses. When the voice breathes, the image changes. That's the entire rhythm secret behind the stickman channels printing money right now. Most people try to recreate it by hand, dragging clips until it feels right. We compile it into a map, a JSON file that says, Scene 1, 0 to 4.2 seconds. Scene 2, 4.2 to 9.1, and that map becomes the blueprint for everything downstream. Agent 3 draws one image per scene on that map, using Google's Nano Banana model through the free daily credits every Google account already has, about 50 a day, which is why the squad tracks its own credit budget and stops to ask me before spending beyond it. Consistency comes from a style Bible. Same character, same marker line, same paper background, prefixed into every single prompt. That's why this whole video looks like one artist drew it in one sitting. And Agent 4 is my favorite because it deletes the worst job in content. It builds the video with Remotion, a real open framework where videos are written as React code. Anthropic has official demos of Claude Code driving Remotion. What you're watching is that idea running in production. The pause map goes in. Out comes a composition where every image lands on its exact pause programmatically. The subtitles you're reading right now, synced word by word from that same map. The slow zooms that keep every scene alive, code. The render happens locally on my laptop in a few minutes. Nobody touched a timeline. There is no timeline to touch. The hours per video that the tutorials call take your time, gone, compiled away. 2 agents left. Agent 5 cuts the finished video into vertical shorts, hook in the first 2 seconds, a loop at the end, and a pointer back to the full video, because shorts are how a channel with 0 subscribers gets discovered at all. And Agent 6 is the one I'd keep if I had to fire everyone else, the reviewer. She reads everything, script, video, shorts, scores it against a written quality bar, and she has veto power. If the rhythm drifts off the pause map, rejected. If the video is a lazy rehash with no original angle, rejected, and she names exactly what to fix. Nothing ships because, good enough. So let's do the honest math. Line by line, story, my subscription, voice, free tier, transcription, local and unlimited, images, free daily credits, editing, code, free, rendering, my own laptop, a few minutes of electricity. The only real bill in this pipeline is the Claude Code subscription I was paying anyway before this project existed. Now set that against the channel from the start of this video. $222 to $3,600 a month estimated on static stick figures. I am not promising you that number. Nobody honest promises you an algorithm. What I'm showing you is the asymmetry. When production cost is a rounding error, the bet doesn't need to hit the top of that range to change your month. It barely needs to clear the bottom. One last thing, the part every AI money video conveniently skips. This January, YouTube purged entire faceless networks, 16 channels, 35 million subscribers combined, gone, under its inauthentic content policy. Mass-produced videos with no human judgment anywhere in the chain. We build AI automation for real businesses every single day, and the rule that keeps our clients out of trouble is identical here. Automate the labor, never the judgment. That's exactly why the squad is built around human checkpoints and a reviewer with veto power. Every video has to carry an angle only we could write. This one's angle is that it built itself, or it doesn't ship. The thousands of people copy-pasting the same tutorial with the same voice, the same prompts, the same recycled script, they're mass-producing the next purge list. A squad with your judgment welded into the pipeline is how you're still standing after the algorithm cleans house. Everything I showed you is open source. Opensquad is on GitHub, link in the description. One command to start, npx opensquad init. If you build a squad and it breaks somewhere, tell me in the comments exactly where. I read every one, and the best problem becomes the next video. See you in the next one.